Hey guys, Primal Chaos here, and you know what? It's a day ending in Y, so that means you guys are asking me to do Teacher Teacher by Jinjer. Here it is. You know what? Like, I've done a bunch of Jinjer songs, and I've definitely fallen down the rabbit hole, and to be honest, I've loved every single one. Just earlier today, I did a reaction to Tatiana's song with 12 Foot Ninja, so you know I'm doing a deep dive. Look, you guys are vocally passionate about this band, and it would be remiss of me to not do one of the songs that I know is one of their most popular. So I'm just going to go straight in without further ado. I read through the lyrics. It looks like it's about possibly like religious people overstepping their bounds, indoctrinating children, something like that. But anyway, we're going to find out. They're usually pretty straightforward with their videos. So let's take a look. Like a breakdown. Lost control, make your thoughts fall. This is my duty to set the bounds. She clapped my hand, took me and placed me in front of a glass. She gave me hint towards the glow of the mass. I'm in the middle of the holy of holies. I have no worries. I saw the icons on the wall. I saw needles and stones. So she put a paper bag on my head. She pointed finger at me and then she said, dear Lord, forgive me as I'm slapping this sinful child. By your head I'm led, so I will show what is wrong and what is right. Choose your name because I'm merciful. I gotta stop because I'm just gonna keep watching it. Man, okay. There are some cool little elements in there, like the little slap bit with the pause, all the different types of vocal techniques going on, a bit of spoken word, a little bit of sung, a bit of screamed. I hate to do this. I'm gonna have to go back like a minute and just get back into it because there's just so much went by. Just the riffs, man. The guitar riffs are so good. I mean, the song starts with a breakdown. That's exactly what this is. And that guitar sound, to be able to have such clarity in those voicings is really nice because it's a high gain sound, but you don't lose the tonality of the chord either. It's obviously a great guitar and also really nicely tuned guitar setup. Open up your Bibles, I'm gonna chase on survival, so keep your eyes wide open. The young soul lost control, make your thoughts fall. This is my duty to set the bounds. She clapped my hand, took me and placed me in front of a glass. She gave me hint towards the glow of the mass. I'm in the middle of the holy of holies. I have no worries. I saw the icons on the wall. I saw needles and stones. So she put a paper bag on my head. She pointed finger at me and then she said, dear Lord, forgive me as I'm slapped. I mean, there's a bit of a musical revolution going on, you know, with, I mean, female singers in metal have been around for a really long time and doing amazing things, but just her energy on stage, the term frontman seems so antiquated and dated now, you know, because her energy and her interaction, even with the camera, when she glances down at the camera, there's an energy to her that's like, it puts every man to shame, 100%. And I mean, I don't want to sound like I'm comparing because everybody can be extremely talented and be a force to be reckoned with, and that's just the nature of things. But it just sounds like when you think about the term frontman and what that encompasses, which is that charisma and that power and that energy, it's not a man's game anymore. It really isn't. It's fun for the whole family. And Tatiana is she's the golden god of front people.
I saw the icons on the wall. I saw needles and stones. So she put a paper bag on my head. She pointed finger at me and then she said, dear Lord, forgive me as I'm slapping this sinful child. By your head I'm led, so I will show what is wrong and what is right.
I'm trying to think who those guitar riffs remind me of. I think it's Dream Theater. I think I'm getting a I don't know if it's Honor Thy Father kind of vibe. There's certain Dream Theater songs where there's little guitar melodies and stuff, where the bass is doubling the guitar. It just sounds really familiar. It just.
This sinful child. By your head I'm led, so I will show what is wrong and what is right. Choose your name because I'm merciful. Put your knuckles on the table, give my friends Pharaoh will punish you. When the prejudice let us down.
Hey, book.
Don't let the school make a fool of you because the teachers may be fools too.
Oh. What is it? Don't let the school make a fool of you. Don't let the school make a fool of you because the teachers may be the fools too. It just so much groove there. And I know you guys have all told me that Tatiana's performed in a bunch of different bands, reggae and all that sort of stuff, but just the swing she threw into those two lines, man. Wow, listen to that again.
Wasted from the our ground. Don't let the school make a fool of you because the teachers may be fools too.
Nice.
When the prejudice let us down, wasted from the our ground. Don't let the school make a fool of you because the teachers may be fools too.
Come on. I swear, if anyone ever invents a time machine, it's going to be to go back and be at these gigs, I swear to God. Sorry, I got a little bit distracted there. I was trying to remember. I'm trying to be better at remembering people's names, and I was certain that the drummer was named Vlad, and I didn't want to call him out and use the wrong name, so I had to look it up. So I'm going to jump back a little bit. Ever since, in one of my previous videos, I mentioned that it feels like he's a very unusual drummer. And I know he comes from a place of like classical piano and self-taught. And so I asked if drummers out there had an idea of what I'm hearing that makes him sound so unusual. And somebody pointed out that he uses an open hand sort of method, where normally drummers will cross over and they'll play their snare with their left hand and their hi-hat with their right hand. Whereas he has his hands sort of the other way around, and it allows him to do some things, particularly a lot of tom work and stuff like that, without getting in his own way. And now that I've seen it, I can't unsee it. It looks so kooky and unusual, but man, does it work, right? Let's go back a bit.
There was no sanctuary, that's empty. The school was all imaginary. Teacher, self-proclaimed preacher. Put all the flag of welfare, no lecture stop to bear. teacher, teacher, leave us alone as we accept the lessons from now on.
There's something through there where she was doing the spoken word parts and the aggressive punky sort of rhythms and things like that that just reminded me of a time around 89-ish where there was a lot of thrash bands coming out of Los Angeles area. You know, you had your Faith No Mores and bands like that. Scatterbrain was another one. And Suicidal Tendencies, bands like that. And there's something about what was just going on through that part that just reminded me of those sort of like high energy shows that are just like off kilter and just so much like just raw passion and just a lot of spoken word stuff that's just purely designed to just drive audience members crazy, right? And I just got a vibe of that through there. I couldn't sort of put my finger on exactly what was reminding me. But it's like that acid sort of thrash kind of stuff that came out about that sort of time. Suicidal Tendencies have a song called Institutionalized, which is kind of that vibe. There's a lot of screaming in it, but there's also a lot of rapid fire spoken word delivery as well.
We're not the warden, please teacher, teacher, leave us alone as we accept the lessons from now on. When the prejudice let us down, wasted from beyond our ground. Don't let the school make a fool of you, because the teachers may be fools too. When the prejudice let us down, wasted from beyond our ground. Don't let the school make a fool of you.
Oh, clean sound. Where do I get one? Let's get a little bit of Spirit Box energy through here.
Your idols scream to me, throwing shame on my face.
Oh, come on, Eugene.
I turn away from infamy and disgrace. I smile to you, 'cause I want you to see how I break the rules in front of your Trinity. Your idols scream to me, throwing shame on my face as I turn away from infamy and disgrace. Oh, I smile to you, I smile to you, I smile to
Oh, come on! How does he get such an attack on his bass with figure stuff? You guys weren't kidding. That song takes you on a journey, man. Wow, that's so cool. Oh, we'll be right back. All right, so you guys have heard me talk about Enchroma many, many times, but I'm going to do it again, just as a surprise. So 1 in 6 guys, 1 in 200 women are colorblind, and that might be you. So if you want to find out, you can go to Enchroma. Just click the link in my description. It'll take you there where you can get an eye test, and you can just find out what sort of colorblindness you might have. While you're there, pick up some corrective lenses. There's frames to suit everybody, and they come with a 60-day money-back guarantee, so you've got nothing to lose. If you do decide to buy a pair, just use the code CHAOS in checkout, and you'll get 10% off. How is it that every time I do another Jinjer song, I find my favorite song? This is such a great song, all the way from like the religious rhetoric of like rebelling against like the nuns or whatever at the school, or, you know, or I mean, the institution of religion in general, all the way through to just the insane rhythms. There's some really nice light and shade in this song. And and everything is just executed flawlessly as usual. You know, the rhythms, you know, the groove parts, the high energy sort of punk sort of joints, everything is just rock solid. And at the end, bringing back that sort of the wall of death sort of situation. I mean, there's nothing I can add except for the fact that this was just great. And look, I was wondering why. To be fair, I'd heard the name Teacher in regards to Jinjer as like something people have recommended to me, going all the way back to the first time I heard Pisces, and other people are, you know, or maybe not around that time, but throughout history, whenever I've brought up Jinjer, they've gone, oh, you should check out Teacher, you know, and this. There's a reason. This is just a classic. This is a classic Jinjer song. Everything about it is just right. Yeah, I mean, I don't have much more to add. I sort of broke down what I could. It's just a rock solid song from beginning to end. I really liked. These guys are the masters of all of their individual instruments, not only in playing but also in just producing sound with them. You know, the bass sound is always spectacular. The drums always sound really tight and plunky, the way you want, sort of like a drummer that's got groove and, you know, funk sort of elements. And the guitar is just stunning. Like, it goes, you know, from really high gain sort of riffs, with an enormous amount of clarity, even though, like, a lot of times you turn up the gain and you lose a lot of that sort of harmonic clarity. You end up with just a lot of dissonance. But his clean sounds are so bell-like and they just ring out beautifully as well. And I mean, Tatiana's always great. Like, what else is there to say? She's, like I said, halfway through, she's a standout performer as a front person. You know, she doesn't ever put a foot wrong. Her energy levels are just, she's exciting to watch. That's the best way to put it. Like, there's no denying that, like, if you're at a show, you couldn't ask for a better performer than Tatiana to be head fronting the band. You know what I mean? So good. And I mean, that's the testament to these guys. I know that the entire band hasn't been together for a long time, but Jinjer as an outfit has been together a really long time. And it's just evident, you know, everybody knows their place. They know exactly what their job is, and they just do it to an elite level every single time. So, yeah. Anyway, if you feel like I've brightened your day at all, and you feel up to it, buy me a coffee. I'll put a link in the description. And what would actually be even more useful is if you like, subscribe, share, you know, because I really want this to become, you know, a big community. I want to sort of do more with this channel than just reactions and reviews. I want to sort of get into doing interviews and, you know, maybe some charity sort of stuff and things like that. But, you know, without the legs or support of a big community, it becomes a little bit harder to do those sort of things. So if you guys like what I do, stick with me, man. We're here for the long haul. So, like I said, like, subscribe, share. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one.